Hello everyone, my name is RonanX and today I'm bringing you a Terry neutral guide. Sorry for the wait. So that being said, I just wanted to go ahead and start things off and talking about Terry's conditioning tools and how he plays footsies in this game. So compared to Ken, his walk speed is significantly slower. See, like this is what Ken's shimmy looks like. This is what Terry's looks like. The thing is, yeah, it is a little bit slower, which definitely took me some time to get used to. But what Terry makes up for having a slower walk is his insane range and his ability to just dominate mid-range with his insane priority and just iframe options. His F tilt is -7 on block, meaning that if you hit someone's shield with it, a lot of times it can lead into some crazy stuff, like cross-ups with crack shoot. It can go into itself. Like, look how far away I was when I hit that. Like, it pushes them so far away. You can go into itself into BK if you want to break their shield, or you can go in twice. If you think they're going to jump or something or roll away, you can catch them as well with that. So that's really good. As an approach, like, you know, in neutral, you can use it out of a pivot cancel and kind of space into it that way, which is really good. So this move right here dominates footsies. Like, legit, there's not many moves on the ground, even with some disjointed sword characters, that can contest how big this hitbox really is. And the fact that it's -7 is just honestly insane. So that's really useful. His down tilt's -7 on block, but it can string into jab too. So I don't really approach with it much because F tilt's a thing, and it's just a safer option. But it's really good for combo extenders or going into grab because, you know, we have grab confirms that are super solid. Like, you can, if you do manage to land a grab, you know, you can go into down throw and charge input up B. Well, that was not charge input up B. That was. There you go. It was like 34 damage. But we're not going to necessarily talk about what happens when you get in. We're going to talk about how do you get in and how do you condition your opponent. And Terry's projectile is actually good enough to do that. It has two forms. It has fast, it's got slow. Okay, which slow, in my personal opinion, is the better one, but fast is good for kind of like catching your opponent off guard and getting them to start wanting to move and jump more. So you want to use Power Wave to kind of get them to start jumping. So you can mix it up with, like, if I start off neutral, like, I'll be spacing and walking, throw out fast, and then go in with a slow, because if they, like, short hop or something like that, sometimes the timing mix-up will catch them off guard. And whenever you start getting them to jump, you can start challenging with things like Nair, or you can challenge them with crack shoot, or the iframes of burn knuckle, which beats a ton of disjointed moves, since the arm is also disjointed. Like, the arm is disjointed, and like far out in front of it and above it is also disjointed, and is godlike as an anti-air option for sniping their landings when they're trying to come down. Better so in a lot of cases than crack shoot, in my personal opinion, because it also kills and it also sends it to a tech chase. Like so. And then you can, like, set up into burn knuckle and then kind of just, you know, set up a ledge trap or something like that. Terry's whole thing is to just kind of bully you and walk you to the corner, or get you to try to force your way to jump in over and just kind of land on top of him. Think of it kind of like, in a way, think of Guile in Street Fighter in a way. Because he does charge partitioning and everything like that, kind of similar to Guile. Like, get you to jump, if you hit his shield, he has insane out of shield options. Which, yeah, I guess we can go into the out of shield options. He's got 3 out of shield options that will kill you. He's got input up B. He's got Nair into BK out of shield, which is frame 7. And his spot dodge attack, which is also frame 5, like his input up B. On characters like Ken, around like 130 to 125, depending on rage. Sometimes you can even get as early as 120 with rage. Out of shield, it will kill, and it beats some of the best cross-up options in the game, like leaf shield, like pellet leaf shield stuff, like from Mega Man, or things like Game & Watch cross-up Nair into up B. This will actually beat both those options clean. That should tell you how good of an up B out of shield this is. Honestly, in my personal opinion, charge rising tackle out of shield is easily one of the top 5 options out of shield in the game. It's just really, really good. And then right behind it is his spot dodge attack, which I'm about to tell you guys about a confirm that's really, really solid that you see from, like, top players like Riddles. And that's his spot dodge attack out of shield, which if you see that your opponent's going to land on top of you and you spot dodge attack, you can actually end up going straight into jump up air into rising tackle. Like so. And as you see, with a little bit of rage, even at 50, you can get early stocks, because it also catches a lot of people off guard and they end up DIing wrong. And then finally, one of my favorites, which is Nair. if your opponent lands on top of you and you're at the corner or something like that, you can actually nair BK and kill them as early as 60. Now, the next out of shield option I'm about to show you isn't very conventional unless it's a very laggy option. It's a frame 12 option out of shield, and that is down air. If your opponent whiffs a very laggy aerial or something like that, or a smash attack, or some kind of like aggressive special, like let's say Ken's Tatsumaki or something, you can out of shield down air, and that can lead into some crazy stuff, especially if you get it at the right percent. It actually sends into a tech chase like you saw there. At like around like 30-ish, which is really good because you can set up into Power Wave into Buster Wolf if you want. Or you can like go off crazy and go like for a dunk if you want to as well. You know, you can get really creative with that punish. And it's frame 12. Just remember, if your opponent's option is -12 on block or like -13 or something because it's a smash attack, you can punish that extremely hard with down air, and it's extremely worth it. Definitely worth going for. So you're setting up your zone, you're F tilting, you're short hop nairing because of short. Oh yeah, let's talk about like how to contest short hop to full hop range. Okay, which honestly, nair is easily one of his best tools for doing so because of how disjointed it is. Just to let you know exactly how disjointed this move is, I'm gonna give you guys a quick showcase. So yeah, you can see that nair is a pretty good move. By the way, I wanted to correct myself on something I said that was wrong. Down tilt is -6, not -7. I don't know why I said that, so I apologize. Moving forward, talking about implications of how it kind of contest air for whenever your opponent tries to jump over you. With nair, you can go into rising nair, like so. Whoops. Like that, and you can kind of fade back and go into like aerial power wave to keep on spacing. Or you can go into rising fair, which is also really good because it's a bigger hitbox and also has more hits done afterwards. Which I didn't really expand on this, but this goes back to my conditioning, my footsie explanation. Like fair is actually really good in footsies, but not as an approach. Well, as an approach, but as a fade back short hop aerial approach. Like you can do things like fade back aerial into burn knuckle, like fade back fair, F tilt, burn knuckle. Fair is -7 on block, so that's actually really safe. And as I already said before, F tilt's also -7 on block. So you can do things like this into crack shoot, get the shield poke if you want, or you can go for the shield break. Or you can just go into itself or something like that and get the poke that way as well if they're at the percent where burn knuckle will kill. Or you could just simply do things like this if you really want to get cheeky with it. And just break their shield. Or if they jump, you know, you'll end up catching them that way. Or you can go into light power dunk as well to get the shield poke that way also. I have a lot more shield poke setups and stuff like that, and one of my other videos that I posted not too long ago on Terry is one of the first ones I posted, so you gotta go check that out. So charge partitioning is whenever you're doing something, you're constantly holding down to charge partition. So like if I'm ledge trapping my opponent, let's say I throw him off stage and I'm setting up with things like aerial power wave and stuff like that, like one of my main ways I like to ledge trap with them, which I'll talk a little bit about ledge trapping. I won't go too deep into it because I just want to kind of explain like how to use charge partitioning. I can do things like aerial power wave, and while I'm doing this, I can be holding down. So like if I jump I can immediately just snap up and just get my up B. Like so. Same thing with F-tilt, like whenever I'm in neutral or something like that. Like if I approach with this and I'm F-tilting on their shield, I'll be holding down, and from holding down, I can roll forward and get burn knuckle, or roll back and get crack shoot, or I can just hit up and get input rising tackle. So I have 3 options that I can pick from because I'm charge partitioning in between my hits. Okay? This also works for whenever you're like, if I'm falling at a disadvantage, say like with an aerial power dunk, I can like immediately be holding down and buffer shield. If they hit it, I can immediately just snap up and get input up B as well. This goes for like, and you can do the same thing with spot dodge attack. Like you can use spot dodge and then up B as well if you don't want to do the spot dodge attack. And it also extends your frames if you do it properly. Like so. Timing's a little bit strict on it, but it'll extend your iframes from the spot dodge, which is really, really good. And then if you know they're at kill percent, you can just go for that. So like, I'm setting up and I'm like doing neutral. I want you to pay attention to my input reader right now. Like I'm constantly like holding down and stuff. Even when I'm in the air. Like see, like I can do jumping aerials like so and still be charge partitioning. That's how I end up getting confirms like so. Like, although I'll be holding down the whole time I go into this. And then I'll just roll my finger to the side so that I can just follow their DI. As soon as I get it to connect. That's how you end up DIing and following where they go whenever you go for those kind of confirms with the ladders and everything else. So yeah, that's really important whenever it comes to your option coverage when your opponent's already like in disadvantage, or whenever you see that they're trying to jump over you in neutral whenever you're kind of walling them out. Think of it kind of like Guile's flash kick. To all the people who's played Street Fighter, like he'll set up Sonic Boom, which is our power wave, and then like with us, we can set up the wall to where they try to jump over us, and then once we get them to like the kill percent to where we want them to try to land on top of us, you just kind of sit back, hold shield, up B, spot dodge attack, wait for them to hit your shield, nair, and then you just kind of get your whip punishes that way because you know they hit your shield and they just get absolutely destroyed. Terry's out of shield options are godlike. Abuse the hell out of them because you will get a lot of stocks for people just trying to punish you for setting up. Now let's go ahead and talk about implications of dash walking and just Terry's movement in general. So dash walking is easily one of Terry's best approaches whenever it comes to like things like dash walk grab, because in my personal opinion he has one of the best dash walk grabs in the game, which I have explained before in one of my previous guides, which I'll link down below because there's a lot more implications, but I'm going to show exactly what makes it so good. So this is what Terry's dash walk grab looks like. See how far it goes? And if you delay it a little bit, you actually end up going farther and you can still get your combos. So that's really good, but the thing is that if you jump out of a dash walk, you carry your momentum whenever you jump. So if I wanted to approach with something like dash walk, short hop, fade back, fair, like so, it actually goes a little bit farther than a normal dash. See? And I can kind of get right up in his face from a dash walk. Do the same thing with nair as well. And then as I showed you before, I can immediately space back and then kind of do my whole thing. It's really good. So his shimmy, again, isn't the greatest, but it's still useful. Like, whenever I'm standing like right here from Ken, like kind of similar to how I zone with Ken, I can do the same with Terry, except I can cover if they approach on the ground, I have F-tilt, power wave. If they jump, I have nair and fair. And if they're at kill percents, I can just like walk back a bit and light burn knuckle and slap them off stage, or put them in a tech chase even if they're not at kill percent. Or if they start going high, I can do things like crack shoot to kind of catch full hops as well. And I'm kind of setting up the zone as I'm moving, okay? And if I see that they're respecting me and they hold shield, like because they don't really know what I'm going to do, I dash walk in, I get a grab, and I can do things like that. Which down throw is good with Terry. Let's talk a little bit more about Terry's throws. His down throw is not bad. It's actually pretty good. But his forward throw and back throw are definitely underrated because they set up tech chases and can lead into some crazy situations. Like, this is going to tie into movement because I kind of count tech chasing, it's kind of important because to be optimal in Terry's tech chase stuff, dash walking definitely helps for closing the distance. Like, I can forward throw back throw or something like that, and dash walk, and look how close I am to him compared to if I do a normal dash. See? Like, that's very significant. See? So, like, one thing you can do down throw, and then you can like set up in the slow power wave like that and restand them, and then it puts them back into pressure. Like so. Like, and that was a dash walk into forward tilt. So it makes it to where you can get back into range to where you can just start setting up your, setting up your pressure with F tilt and things like that. Another thing you can do whenever it comes to setting up these kind of tech chases is when you restand your opponent with a power wave out of a tech chase, you can actually confirm into Buster Wolf a lot of times because of this crouching animation they go into when they get restand. Like so. Now the cool thing about this setup is if they roll in, the power wave will catch their roll in. If they roll away, like the power wave will still connect, and as long as you space yourself correctly, the Buster Wolf can connect. If they tech in place, you guessed it, you're going to get restanded anyways. And if they do something like, if they miss the tech, it'll restand them too. So it covers a lot of options. And if you're now noted, I say this, but the thing is the timing of actually connecting the Buster Wolf is tight. So it can be risky if you're not confident in the timing of it, because if they buff for shield, you're going to take a very meaty punish. But what you can do instead of that is if you want, you can go for another dash grab, you can go for a dash walk, short hop fair, and fade back and go back to pressuring that way. There's other things you can do, but if you want to go for the meaty stuff, you can go for Buster Wolf, and it can, as you can see, lead into some insane damage. Speaking of Buster Wolf and stuff like that, let's talk about a little bit of implications about how to implement Go Terry into your neutral. So Go Terry, whenever he has this, he's honestly got one of the scariest neutrals in the game, because again, it's very, very bait and punish, and very, if you play it slow, your opponent's anxiety is going to go up because of the fear of, oh god, he's got Go, I have to kill him now. So it kind of goes back to what I was talking about with like kind of walling them out. Things like short hop fair, rising nair, power wave, F tilt. Oh god, they're gonna jump over me. I'm a spot dodge attack, or I'm gonna bow into shield, wait for them to hit me, up B. Or in this case, now when they start jumping, they have to worry about things like, they say they want to jump over like slow power wave. I can buffer. I can actually end up buffering things like power geyser to catch them from going above me, and that can definitely hurt them. Or things like that. So it's very, very scary for them to get past you, and if you just kind of focus on hanging on to stage control and just taking small pokes and just watching your opponent, you'll find your opening. They start holding shield, you can do things like pivot cancel on the shield, go into this, which if they have even a little bit of shield damage on them, it will bust their shield. Or if you pair it with a down tilt, it 100% will. Noted, that is not a guaranteed block string. They can roll away and stuff like that, but a lot of times it's really hard for them to punish. And if they do manage to roll in, sometimes the hitbox of Power Geyser will actually last long enough to where it'll end up breaking their shield. I'm not going to go into like all the kill confirms and stuff like that into these moves, because I mean there's 100 videos out there and you guys really don't need to know about that. I'm focusing on telling you how to deal with these tools in neutral. You don't want to just throw these moves out, because your opponent can approach and shield and just dash up and grab you and punish you for it. So it's not something you can really spam. It's something you want to be smart with. So it makes it to where your opponent is scared to start jumping, and now you can start making them play your game on the ground and start harassing them with power waves and stuff like that. So now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about how to get in another way of breaking into your opponent's zone. So I kind of talked to you about how to work your opponent into the corner. Just kind of walking them in with the threat of them either having to jump in and challenge you, or a lot of times when it comes to campier characters, they'll end up running the corner and setting up zones like projectiles and stuff like that. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of how to get past this. But the first thing I want to expand on is one of our best moves for breaking the zone, as long as you're smart with it and not just relying on it too much, and that's full hop, short power wave, full hop, short power dunk, and heavy power dunk. So the thing is about these moves right here from a full hop, in a way, it's kind of like a pseudo dive kick in a way. On the way up, you have iframes on the way up, so you can go through moves off stage, like Shulk Fair, as long as you get them on the frames where you're rising, you have the full body iframes, they don't catch you at the apex and you go through them, or things like that. But the crazy thing about this is that it auto cancels from a full hop, and it's even on block, meaning that you can do things like this. And you can set up shield pokes. It's even on block, so you can immediately mash things like jab, and then go straight into heavy power dunk and just get shield pokes that way. Or if you want to go for a shield break, you can go for jab 2, light power dunk. Well, not power dunk, but light burn knuckle. And you can just bust their shield that way as well. It's really, really good shield break. So let's say like you're setting up a zone on your opponent. Like you can be as far back as this. And you can do heavy power dunk and go all the way and catch them. And the thing is about a lot of zoners, let's say think characters like Samus, like Mega Man and characters like that, whenever they commit to their projectiles. Like if you jump and do that in front of their face, even if it doesn't like fully connect to their shield, you're still going to auto cancel and you're still right in front of their zone to where you can start setting up. And remember, whenever you do this, when you start setting up into things like this, I can like set up into F tilt and I can be charge partitioning, so if they jump, I can react into up B. And at like even at lower percents, it starts sending into an angle where you can like follow up with things like dash attack, or you know, just any kind of way of like following up your approach. You can even, if you really want to get cheeky, you can lead into Buster Wolf if you know they're not DIing up. If they DI up, they can't pop out of that, but you can actually catch a lot of people off guard. Another fun mix-up to go for that is really good. Like, let's say you're sitting back and you're setting up with, like, F-tilt, power wave, trying to see if you get them to jump and they buffer shield. You can actually immediately jump in and land dare into nair, and you can lead into like, burn knuckle or something like that. You can go into a shield break. All these are mix-ups, by the way, if your opponent is holding shield alive. So yeah, there's some saucy mix-ups you can get from down air if you get your opponent to shield. Now noted, whenever you down air someone's shield like this, a lot of times out of shield options, if they have good ones, they can catch you for doing this. But if you get them to hold shield into the nair, they're going for a ride. Now let's talk about Terry's cross-ups. So one of my favorite mix-ups to go for is if I land like a short hop nair on their shield like so, I can immediately go for another nair, cross them up, and go for up air, and it will shield them. Now, the only thing is, like, if you're ready for this mix-up, they can't anti-air you for this, but a lot of times they're not really ready for it. You can also go for fade. You can also go for nair on shield, fade back fair into power wave if you want, or you can fade back and go for the auto cancel frames of power dunk, like so. So you can really start setting up and like really mixing your opponent's shield for like just holding it. And if you get cross-up air, well, you can end up laddering them like so. So that's like the best way to implement Terry's nair. Think of it kind of like how Ike players, like, that's actually not a bad mix-up out of shield too. Like, if you say someone hits your shield, you can just full hop cross them up and just land it that way, because the hitbox on the back end of up air is better than the front. And you can set up into some of your best punishes. Like so. And I mean, if you actually land up air, that is the one combo extender that you can be really, really creative with. And that'll be the end of this guide. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you get to see the rest of the guides I've got coming out for Terry very soon. And if you guys would like to see me live and see me lab live, play with good players, play with you guys, etc., make sure to follow me at Twitch at RonanX1819 and follow me on Twitter as well for all my lab findings. I post straight to Twitter, and I normally chop them up later on and put them up in a video. So I'll see you guys next time. I'm RonanX. Deuces.